What's going on, guys? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to make a video talking about Ilia Topuria is beefing with every single fighter inside the UFC organization currently. Ilia Topuria is scheduled to fight Max Holloway at UFC 308 in the main event of that card in Abu Dhabi, which is one of the best fights of the year. I'll link the video that I made a couple days ago talking about that, but Ilia Topuria is beefing with every single fighter. We got Islam Makhachev, Max Holloway, of course, Belal Muhammad. Ilia is going out there, Conor McGregor, he's going out there and talking about every single fighter on the roster, and it is something that is absolutely crazy to see, considering that Ilia is defending his belt very soon against Holloway, and he's talking and going off on these tangents against all these other fighters. We'll kind of talk about everything that's going on there. So if you guys enjoy the UFC content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel grow. And while you're down there, please turn on the post notifications just so you guys can always stay notified about the most recent MMA content as it releases daily. But without further ado, let's kind of break down all these situations with Ilia Topuria beefing with all of these different UFC fighters. So Ilia Topuria is coming out here and absolutely taking it to so many different fighters within inside the organization. As we all know, like I kind of said, Ilia Topuria is fighting Max Holloway on October 26th at UFC Abu Dhabi, UFC 308, and probably the biggest event of the year besides UFC 300, a fight that every single person wants to see, considering that Ilia Topuria talks such a big game, and he's going up against someone so skilled in Max Blessed Holloway, who is going to be an incredibly hard opponent for Ilia Topuria to be able to beat. But guess what? Ilia Topuria has had a couple side quest missions out there talking about so many different individuals outside of the UFC featherweight contender in Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria recently had a beef with Conor McGregor. Ilia was kind of saying that Conor would get absolutely flatlined by him, and Conor was coming back and returning in that standpoint. Ilia Topuria will push any single person's buttons, and Conor McGregor, he definitely got under McGregor's skin, considering that McGregor was so adamant about everything of how he would kill Ilia and all this different type of stuff, but Ilia really does not matter. He knows he holds that belt. He knows that he's one of those biggest individuals inside the organization. Kind of back onto the Max Holloway train. These two individuals, I kind of talked about it in that video that I had prior, but they had an interview with ESPN hosted by Fitzgerald, the commentator, the UFC commentator, and really these two individuals were going back and forth, and Ilia was really getting under Max Holloway's skin because he was saying that Max didn't want to take the fight, the UFC forced him to take the fight, when in reality we all know Max will fight anytime, or any person, anywhere, and he will genuinely do that if he needs to. And he is such an amazing opponent, Max Holloway. He's so cordial, so amazing, and truly he is the fighter that will go out there and, like I said, fight anyone at any time and anywhere, and I think that's what got under his skin so much. Ilia Topuria went and said he was going to fight Islam Makhachev. It said once he dismantles Max Holloway, he wants to go up and beat Islam. And some Dagestani guy, I don't know if it was Habib Islam, I think it was someone else, said that they won't fight Ilia in the streets because they don't want to have to pay for the medical bills because of how bad they will kill Ilia. Now that fight would be incredible to see. I think Islam would just walk through Ilia Topuria, considering the size differential between these two. But Islam versus Ilia would be a super fight at 155, considering how good Islam is, how good Topuria is. These two individuals will be going in one of the most highly technical bouts the UFC has ever seen, considering just the skill of Islam striking, going against Ilia striking, and Islam's ground game being the best inside the organization, and Ilia's Greco-Roman wrestling being insane as well. That would be such a fun fight to be put at the forefront of the organization, considering that it would be champion versus champion, and one fighter who has a massive mouth, and Islam who likes to get in there and prove every single little thing to happen. But the biggest thing that kind of happened was today, Belal Muhammad was kind of coming out, just because this fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov got kind of put at the forefront. Ilia Topuria said that Belal Muhammad is a fake champion. He's not a really good champion, of how he doesn't do anything. And Ilia Topuria absolutely flamed him. And I cannot say what he put in the tweet because he said some absolutely crazy stuff about Belal Muhammad. It was a 10-7 to Ilia Topuria. But then Belal Muhammad came back and absolutely flamed Ilia Topuria too, showing that picture of him getting head kicked by Jai Herbert and saying some crazy things in the caption. If you have not seen this, go on Twitter, because I don't want to exactly say some of this because it was pretty funny, but I do think that these two individuals, obviously Belal would sit on Ilia because of the size differential, but Belal is a very respectable champion. I know that Ilia is saying that he's not, but he is defending against probably the toughest person inside the organization in Shavkat Rakhmonov. He is such a hard fighter to beat. Shavkat has so many different aspects and so many different skills at his game, and Belal Muhammad to really put his first title defense on the line against someone that good is 100% respectable. And Ilia Topuria had to wait so long to fight someone like Max Holloway. He waited from February of 2024 to then fight again at the end of October, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion. But Ilia Topuria is an amazing fighter. He genuinely is some individual who's going to be able to go out there and prove a lot of individuals wrong, considering of how good, how technical, and how skilled he is. But I think that one thing that's going to get him in trouble is going to be his mouth running over and over and over again. Ilia is going to find someone who is going to absolutely body him, and that is going to be something that is not good, considering that, yes, I know his defense is really good, but there's going to be someone who's going to train hard enough, know that Ilia is talking so much crap about him, and he's going to go in there and absolutely dismantle him when everything is said and done. Ilia needs to keep focusing on this fight with Max Holloway that's currently at hand, because Max Holloway is no easy bout. He is such an amazing fighter, like I've said over and over and over again. I linked that video earlier. I'll probably have it in the comment section if you want to go check out that video, that Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria breakdown. But really, these two individuals are going to be such a hard fight to really have. And I do think that this is a fight that Ilia Topuria has to stay in his strength, considering that Holloway is one of the best fighters that we've ever seen inside the UFC octagon. He is really technical, really good, amazing striker, and Ilia knows he can beat him too, but it's such a dangerous fight to be able to go in so confident with. So I do think that Ilia Topuria, if he's able to take a minute, able to really respect Holloway and go in there and just show him that there's levels rather than, focusing on Conor McGregor and Islam Makhachev and Belal Muhammad and getting in all these little side conversations and quests, that's going to be something that really helps out Ilia in the long run. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway is the fight for every single person in the organization to see. I cannot wait to watch this fight, considering it is absolutely masterful, these two individuals going against one another. It's going to be the greatest fight, I think, of the year so far. But if Ilia doesn't stay in his lane, and if Ilia Topuria doesn't stop wanting to beef with all these other fighters inside the organization that aren't in his weight class and of our different statures, like Conor McGregor isn't even fighting anytime soon, I don't believe. But truly, Ilia's got to do what he thinks is best for him to ultimately retain the title, because Max Holloway is no easy task, and Max Holloway is a fighter that's going to go in there and prove Ilia that he is one of the best inside the organization. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please let me know what you think down below in the comment section about Ilia Topuria beefing with all these other individuals inside the UFC. Ilia Topuria has not just beefed with Max Holloway prior to the fight. He has not added on Conor McGregor on top of that. He has not added Islam on top of that too, but today he also added Belal Muhammad into that mix, which is an absolutely crazy bout. He's beefing with 4 different fighters at once, and 3 of those fighters he's never probably going to ever be able to fight, considering that, yes, Islam is above him, but I don't think that Ilia is going to be able to have a chance to go up prior to Islam going up to 170. He's never going to fight Belal Muhammad, who fights at 170, and Conor McGregor is someone who's not going to drop all the way back down to 130 or 145 or 155 to fight someone who is a natural 145er. Ultimately, Ilia Topuria is such a very good fighter, but he's a very opinionated dude, and that can definitely get under some people's skins. So I do think that Ilia Topuria needs to stay within himself. He's got to take a moment and just understand that he is one of the best fighters in the world. He holds the belt for a reason, and I know the confidence that he has and kind of radiates off of him is one of his biggest strong suits, but truly it's something that Ilia Topuria is going to have to take a minute just to be able to rest, relax, and just be able to enjoy going into this fight with Max Holloway, considering that this is probably going to be the toughest fight of his career. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoy the UFC content, and while you're down there, please turn on the post notifications just so you guys are always notified about UFC content when it releases daily. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon with more UFC content and news.